Hello YouTube, I'm Pilot Stud and welcome to an airport add-on review. Today I'll be taking a look at Trondheim Airport or Echo November Victor Alpha. Let's get right into this video. Okay, so Echo November Victor Alpha is located on the northwest coast of Norway, and trust me, it's a beautiful airport. So this add-on was made by the guys at AEROSOFT, and to tell you guys before we get into the video, they did give me this add-on for free, but it's my own view as always. So Echo November Victor Alpha is one of Norway's biggest airports. As you can see from the map, it's located almost right next to the sea. It's a really stunning area. Today I'll be taking a look at the scenery and showing you why this is a really great add-on. If you're new here, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. I do flight training videos, flight sim videos, trip reports and a lot more, so if you love everything about aviation, you've certainly come to the right place. But now let's hop into this video. Okay, so here we are in the marketplace, and I bought it through the AEROSOFT website. I didn't buy it through the marketplace, but if you were to, it costs £12.50 here in the UK, which is a very reasonable for a Payware airport, and this one is a very good one at that. I believe it was around 3.1 gigabytes. It downloads quite quickly depending on your internet speed, of course, but it is quite space dependent, so if you haven't got too much space, this might not be the add-on for you, as it is only one airport. As you can see on the marketplace, it's got 4 stars, which is pretty good to be fair. I really like this add-on, but now let's go take a look. Okay, so here we are, and you can see when you're landing on 09, you will have an absolutely stunning approach. Now let's talk about the default version of this airport before we talk about this Payware version. So in the default version, from my research, Microsoft actually lets you choose incorrect runways. If you look at the top left of the other side of the runway, there's a diagonal taxiway, and in the default version of this airport, that counts as a runway. Now in this version, there's X's on the runway, which means it's not in use, and I believe in real life at the moment it's used as a taxiway. So let's talk about some disadvantages and weaknesses with this Payware airport before we get into the endless list of positives. Now in my eyes, this does feel a bit clean. We need some more tyre skid marks and less generic aircraft. I think as soon as they put some real world airlines in, it would look a lot better. The generic aircraft just do look too clean, and very little tyre marks and skid marks on the runway do look a bit boring. So let's talk about performance. How does this rather large airport perform? Now I was quite surprised really when I opened this up and found 0 lag. Airports are my weakness for my graphics card, and this is a pretty big one, and it's handcrafted, so you would have expected it to be quite demanding. But with my GTX 970, it's not. They've done a really good job. Now you can see in the distance there's a town. Parts of this town have been hand modelled as well. Speaking more about the default version, even though I haven't seen it before because I had no clue this airport existed before I was gifted it, from the research I've done, from the videos I've watched, this airport looked absolutely abandoned before. I'm sure if you guys have got the default version, you can go check it out, but trust me, it looked like some sort of Soviet era abandoned airport. There was grass all over the taxiways and ramps, empty gates, no jetways, very little airport scenery. It just didn't look very good. Now we're going to hop down and take a closer look at the detail. Okay, so right now we're taking a look at the eastern side of the airport, which I guess is more for general aviation aircraft and private aircraft. And you can see there is some problems with that floating grass over there, but overall it looks pretty nice. We've got some radar towers and airport lights. I'm going to be incorrect in saying what they are, but that's what they look like to me. And also quite a few open hangars, which looks very nice. You can put your aircraft in there, certainly makes it look very cinematic. You can see down there we've also got some warehouses for distribution, so that looks very nice as well. In the far distance there you can see a rather large open hangar. I really like the look of that one, it's very well modelled. However, you can see quite a lack of vehicles moving around the airport. It does look pretty dead, but I'm sure if you turn on AI aircraft or live traffic on, which I believe we have got on, it would look quite a bit more alive. Now as we approach the main terminal, I'm going to save the best till last. Something in that airport looks absolutely incredible in my eyes. As you can see, there is custom made jetways, not default Microsoft Flight Simulator ones, and there's quite a few objects surrounding the stands. That pushback truck in front of us right now has got a Norwegian logo right on the front of it. It does look very nice. As we approach the main terminal, you can see the custom made sign. When we swap over tonight, you'll see how amazing that looks. Walking along the fronts of the gates, you can see the attention to detail with the 3D numbers next to the gates. They do look very nice, and notice how the windows for the jetways and for the airport terminal are slightly clear. We're going to take a look in there in a minute, but I'm saving that to last. So right now we're ascending over the actual terminal, and you can see the multi-storey car park we've got there. It does look very nice. Cars are nicely positioned, so you haven't got a completely filled car park, just enough to make it realistic. Coming out to the main terminal building, we've got the Shell garage. It does look very nice. For me, I really like it when they put real world companies into the game. It just makes it feel a lot more realistic. Now you can see here the roads are quite pixelated on the outside, but trust me, they look worse in the default game. You can also see the railway, and if we look to the right now, we've got the airport train station. And as we approach this train station, a beautiful little airport train has came along and stopped by. I really love this. This is a great feature. Obviously, as we zoom in, it won't look too good, but look, it's stopped at the station. You really can't complain. And there it goes. So by the looks of it, this train does just move from the back of the station to the front. But this isn't Train Simulator, it's Microsoft Flight Simulator. It certainly looks pretty good. So before we look into the main international terminal, I'm going to take a guess and say this is a domestic terminal, just from the smaller size. It does look pretty marvellous, I have to admit. The seats and people do look a bit funny. We're not going to be spending all our time in here. There is quite a bit of attention to detail, especially with the bins. If you look out the window now, you can see the aircraft on the stands. This does look pretty amazing. People do look quite scary on the other hand. The attention to detail in this airport is absolutely phenomenal. To these moving escalators, this is absolutely beautiful, guys. Personally, I'm blown away just from the moving trains at the train station, but this add-on just keeps giving. Now, as I said, this add-on isn't perfect. There's certainly some flaws, from the fuzzy ground textures at the front to the floating leaves and to the cleanliness of this airport, but I certainly think the pros outweigh the cons. We're now going to take a look at the town, which they've also modelled as well. You can see in the distance there, we've already got some custom made models, such as that church right in front of us. It does look very beautiful. We've got a beautiful river that leads to the estuary, or fjord as I believe they call them in Norway. I'm not too sure if my pronunciation is right there, but trust me guys, this is a beautiful area to fly in, especially if you're flying VFR. And we just had an AI aircraft land. I'm not too sure what it is, but AI aircraft seem to work very well with this Payware airport. So you can see the town has also been slightly handcrafted. Not everything I presume has, but to me it does look good. You can see down there from the custom buildings and the chimneys, they do look very good. Right now we're flying over the train station, which sadly isn't modelled like the airport one, but in my eyes it still looks very nice. I'm now going to go through some of my favourite features, and then we'll quickly swap over tonight for a nice little look. And that, my friends, is where the airport really comes to life. Okay, so once again we're taking a look at the trains. You can see we've got some there. And the road and rail tunnels underneath the runway, while incredibly unique, have been done very well. They fit in and don't look awkward. Unlike some of the default airports in Microsoft Flight Simulator, they look very good. As you can see here, they've done a fantastic job with the tunnels. However, I'm slightly disappointed about the ones at the front being completely black and the ones at the back being perfect. It's a bit of a flaw, but we can't have everything. Another detail I really like are these rocks on the western end of the runway. They look very nice, and it makes for a nice transition from runway to water. The water is very clear, however I'm not too sure if AEROSOFT have worked on this. The water in Microsoft Flight Simulator just looks amazing. So this has been quite a long video guys, and it's not over yet, but this is a quite big airport and there's a lot to talk about, so I hope it's not too bad for you guys. I'm just saying it is fantastic. Please remember guys that this is our medium-high settings. I'm not too sure if that makes a difference with Payware quality airports, but it still does look very good, I have to admit. Now let's take a look inside and then we'll hop over to night. Now maybe it's because I've never experienced a proper AEROSOFT airport before, but I do think this interior is one of the best in Microsoft Flight Simulator so far. Minus the people and some blurry textures, I'm absolutely blown away. This isn't the only interior section of the airport. There's two other areas, one of which you've already seen, and there's one on the west side of the airport as well. Personally, I was blown away by this. It's not perfect, but at the end of the day, it's a flight simulator. You're not going to be spending all of your time in here. From the blurry Norwegian logo at the boarding gate, to the suitcases resting on the floor, to the Coca-Cola vending machines, the attention to detail is amazing. I was really blown away. You guys can check out the other areas all around the airport that have a great interior. Sadly, from the outside you can't really see it, as the windows are quite well tinted, which is a bit of a negative, I guess, but at night it does look better. So before we wrap up this video, we're going to flip over to night and see how it looks. Trust me, it looks amazing. So here we are at night, and in my opinion, the interior doesn't look the best, but the outside certainly does. In my eyes, the lights should be turned down just slightly, and it would be nicer to have actual lights as opposed to making the whole room bright. It does look a little less realistic. Saying that, going into the jetways, I do think these look really well lit up and really quite realistic. I've never really used a jetway of this style before, but it does look quite reminiscent of one at night. So, zooming over the airport at night, you can see the road lighting is very well done, as well as the airport lighting. It does look perfect, it's not too bright or too dark. They've got the lighting 100% correct, in my opinion. You can see the beautiful terminal glittering down there. It does look very nice. Let's go take a closer look at something I think is very special. So something I think looks very good is this airport sign. As you can see, it looks rather beautiful. However, I was a bit disappointed with how the windows look from outside. Obviously, you guys know it's quite bright inside, so I would like to see a bit better lighting there. A bit like over the hotel or whatever that is in the right corner now. In my opinion though, it does look really beautiful. I'm not too sure what that light bug is. I'm sure that's just my PC. I don't reckon many of you will experience that. It does look a bit annoying. That's another negative about it. So flipping over to evening, let's talk about how I feel about this airport. Look at the lights on the train there, they do look absolutely amazing. Well, I think one of the main merits of this airport is its location. It's absolutely stunning, you cannot deny. It's an area I would have never thought to fly in before if AEROSOFT didn't bring this airport out. It does look absolutely stunning. The airport is very well crafted, I have to admit. The interior is very nice. Now, as I said at the start of this video, there are some negatives, such as the airport looking quite clean and the lack of real world airliners. I think that would make it look a lot better. But not only have they worked on the airport, they've worked on the surrounding areas, and these do look stunning. It's a perfect place to fly, VFR or IFR, really suited to anyone. So overall, I really do recommend it. I'm really impressed. It is one of my first AEROSOFT airports, so maybe that's why, but I just think the attention to detail is absolutely amazing. It's only £12.50 guys, so you can't really go wrong. AEROSOFT do update their airports on a frequent basis. Look at the fire truck down there. It does look very nice. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment and subscribe. I do videos like this all the time. Thanks again to AEROSOFT for giving me this product to try out. You've heard the positives and negatives, so I've tried to make it as unbiased as possible. But at the end of the day, I really do like it. Thanks to all my captains. As always, your names are above and below me now. If you want to find out how to become a captain, go onto my Discord server. My link is on Instagram. Have a fantastic day, guys. Enjoy flying in Norway. Good day.